Hey folks, this is man once again, coming out with another review. This is thanks to Till from Germany who sent me this. To be honest, I'm not sure why he sent me this. The only way I can think is because I really like this film called Shakma. This is a film I really want to get on DVD, but it's only on DVD overseas. But that starts with a guy named Christopher Atkins. And so I guess he got this for me because, hey, you like that film with Christopher Atkins? Here's another Christopher Atkins film. I guess it's called Deep Threat overseas, but here it's called Caved In Prehistoric Terror. So I guess I'll put like Caved In, aka Deep Threat, or whatever the fuck, I don't know. I'll probably just put Caved In, the American title. This cover makes the film look a lot better than what it is. But it's a Sci-Fi Channel film, Sci-Fi Pictures, directed by Richard Pepin. That name sounds familiar for people who have seen my channel for a while. It's because that's the P and PM Entertainment. A Caved In Prehistoric Terror. The name fucking tells you what it is. It's a 2006 Sci-Fi Channel film. And yeah, I didn't like the film. Obviously. I'm not a big fan of Sci-Fi Channel movies. I'm not a big fan of sci-fi picture films because there's no reason for the shitty... You can't tell me low budget. There are dozens and dozens and dozens of horror films back in the day that have low budgets. But the effects still work to this day. They look good. Here... Hell, you can go back to the fucking days of Empire of the Ants, for goddamn sake. Do shit like that. Oh, it's goofy. At least it'd be goofy fun. This is just shit. That's why fuck this Sharknado fucking caved in bullshit. I hate Sci-Fi Channel. Sci-Fi Pictures. Whatever the fuck you call it. I keep slamming the fucking thing. I don't mean in disrespect to Till from Germany, though, who sent this to me. But I'm tired of these fucking movies. No, I haven't seen Sharknado. There's no point. Of course it's a shitty movie. It's called Sharknado. It's a tornado made of sharks. And there's going to be 3 movies. Of course it's shitty. It's meant to be shitty. There's no point ranting a movie that's supposed to be shitty in the first place. Maybe all these movies are supposed to be shitty. There's just still no fucking excuse. I've seen a lot of low-budget horror films and creature features. Fucking Mosquito, which I like, which has Gunnar Hansen, and that's a movie I like. If I want that on DVD, I gotta get a fucking arm and a leg. So no, I can't have Mosquito from the 90s, which has some practical effects, has some fun gore. Gunnar Hansen from Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I can't own that. I'd be lucky if I find that on fucking internet to watch, let alone own it. Unless I want a fucking loan from a bank to do it and buy a DVD. But oh, I got fucking caved in. That's nothing against Till from Germany. It's just the fact that this movie has a DVD release that people can find. This movie has a DVD release. A lot of Sci-Fi Channel films have DVD releases, but fun creature feature back in the day. Shakma? No. Fucking Blue Monkey with the... God, I forgot his fucking name. The guy... Steve Railsback. I like that film. That's not on DVD. That's a fun creature feature. Much better than this movie. I like that creature feature. It's better than this movie. It is. No, those films can't get it, but fucking Caved In does. But anyway, what... Yeah, these workers... First little prologue back in the day, you have these workers in this fucking cave, and this guy gets stabbed in the back after a fight. After this guy has a fist fight with this other guy. They get chased by these big CGI bugs. And they look like big fucking CGI beetles. And I will admit, the only... Christopher Atkins, I don't think is awful, but I don't think he's great. And once in a while, he did a decent bit of gore. I will say. That's one thing I can say about this movie. Once in a while, he did a pretty decent bit of gore. I give credit to that. Practical gore. I really do. Like this one guy in the prologue gets his leg bitten off. Then the tunnel gets blown off and is caved in. And pretty much just to set up that this is what the bugs look like. These CGI beetle bugs. And this is where they're at. And then you have our bad guys. Our bad guys one is this, I don't know if he's a fucking French guy or whatever he is. They want this guy in this wheelchair to sign his contract. He says no, they stab his hand. And then they cut it off. He still says no, so they stab him in the back and they toss him out away. And they take over his place there. And so, I forget what the contract was. I forget what the fuck the contract was. I don't care. But they kill this guy, and so they need this cave expert, who is Christopher Atkins. He's about ready to go on vacation with his family, which is a little boy and his daughter and his wife. Ready for this vacation to Greece, but the bad guy, our human bad guys, including Cole Meany. Now, if Cole Meany sounds familiar, he's a guy who, I forget what the hell his name was. He was in Star Trek The Next Generation and then Star Trek Deep Space Nine, Cole Meany. He was I want to say the security guy, the chief engineer. I forgot. I think he had a red shirt. I think what he was, actually, he was kind of like what Scotty was in the original Star Trek. Cole Meany kind of was in Star Trek The Next Generation and maybe Deep Space Nine. I know he was also in Con Air. In Con Air, he's the guy whose vehicle got pulled up by the airplane and moved along. He's like, where's my car? And it smashes down. He's the one who has arguments with John Cusack. That's Cole Meany. And he's been in other films as well. But I like him as an actor. He doesn't have much to do here, though. He's one of the bad guys. I don't think he wasn't there when those guys stabbed the guy and stabbed him in the back, but he's still part of them. Anyway, they want Christopher Atkins to get him into this cave. So he takes the job to take these folks to the mines. Why he decides to take the family along with him, I don't know. First off, his family sucks. The woman who plays his wife, the teenage daughter is fucking annoying, and with her shrilling screaming. And the little boy, really, they just should not have had him in the film. He was nothing to the character, nothing to the acting. I'm sorry, there was nothing to it. Why take the family with you? Like, if your family wants to go to Greece that badly, and they're going to complain about it, why don't you just have them go to Greece? Okay, you guys, you go on the plane, go to Greece. I'll be busy with this. And then when I get back, then who knows, maybe we can do something else. And let your family go to Greece instead of coming down there and just all they're going to do is stand around with a thumb up their ass. Like, why? Or have them stay at home. Like, why are you taking them with you when you're doing your job as a TV expert? I don't understand why he takes the family with him, but just because we can have these great characters with us. Chief O'Brien, that's what he was. Cole Meany in Next Generation. He was Chief O'Brien. I knew if I thought about it a bit. Chief O'Brien. He was Chief O'Brien in Star Trek Next Generation. I had to think about it. It was in the back of my head thinking. But pretty much, Christopher Atkins, Cole Meany, and the French guy. I don't know if he's French, but he's really the main human bad guy, this guy. And this woman, other people, they go in. They see the CGI beetle bugs. And then they escape. And I swear the French guy, the bald guy, I might as well just call him the bald guy. Hell, I'm bald. Might as well call bald people know each other. The bald guy seems like he kills more people than the bugs. Because the bald guy starts killing his own men. He kills one of his men and the guy's hanging. He steps on the guy and the guy falls. And at this point the little kid ran off to sneak into the mine. I don't know why. For some stupid reason. I guess he's bored and wants to be with his dad. I don't know. Falls into the mine. He disappears for a bit. Christopher Atkins' wife finds his dead body of the old guy, who got his hand cut off. The guy was in the wheelchair. Pretty much gets back, tells the daughter, and they pretty much knock the guy who was with them out. Back to Christopher Atkins. I think he did some decent gore. I mean, the bud you know, bites one guy's arm off. Then you get some decent little bits of gore. But then it's like the bad guys like have these fucking, I swear they're like plasma guns. The you know the plasma gun in Doom? When you get the plasma, I swear it's the same fucking thing. And I'm like, why the hell do the bad guys have this kind of weapon? I mean, it was cool. At least fucking Deep Rising is a better movie. At least it was a cooler gun. It's like, just, it wasn't plasma gun. It was just rapid fire, like, miniguns. Which is cooler. And plus, it wasn't fucking CGI plasma shooting at CGI fucking beetle bugs. And this is what I'm talking about, like, this guy, bald guy, I think his name was Marcel, so probably is French. He shoots Cole Meany. So Cole Meany, Chief O'Brien, doesn't even die from the bugs. He dies from getting the fucking human bad guy, the bald guy, French asshole, Marcel, killed 2 people already. Almost as much as the fucking bugs. But I like this bit where the top of this one guy's head gets... I'm trying to think. I think it's when the wife and the daughter who are at the place they're staying at. This guy who got knocked out wakes up and confronts the 2. Because again, they found that dead body. And like the top of a bug comes in, the top of his head gets bitten off. And that's the thing, it's like, yeah, these really shitty looking CGI bugs, but once you get some really decent looking practical gore. And really that's one only things I can say. Like Christopher Atkins is really not much. I didn't hate him. I don't mind him as an actor, but he's got nothing much to do. But I don't mind him as an actor, because I like Shakma and stuff. But I know he was in another one called Beats, which I'd probably say I like Beats better than this. I really would say that. Fuck it. But yeah, I'm watching this and I'm like, you get a couple of decent practical gore, and the top of the guy's head gets clipped off. Not really bitten off, but like the, whatever the fuck you call it, you know, top of the head gets clipped off. I'm like, cool. Good bit of gore. And then that little kid who got lost, he has to cross this bridge to get to his dad, so the dad has the kid, and I think at this point it's like Christopher Atkins, the little kid, little boy, and then like a girl who was part of the team, and the Marcel, the other asshole bad guy, and then think like another guy. All I can remember is he's another guy. That guy gets hurt and or did he get shot? I can't fucking remember. I really can't. Either way, he says, "Go, keep going. I'll hold him off." He holds on with his plasma gun. The other guy gets killed. They find the cave. The reason the bad guy's doing all this is because for this cave of emeralds. But then, okay, the bad guy, Marcel, he gets cut in half. Again, some decent little bits of gore, but it's not enough to save the film, not by a long shot. Because the acting sucks, the characters suck, the dialogue is nothing, the acting isn't much, I thought the Christopher Atkins' family was awful. I thought the human bad guys weren't much. I mean, I don't mind Christopher Atkins, I don't mind Cole Meany, that's it. There's nothing to it. You have the cave is a really cheap looking set that's very, very brightly lit. It's a very cheap looking set. The CGI beetle bugs look very cheap as well. And bad CGI. Not much happens in the film. It's pretty much, oh, there's the bugs, they run, they stop, they run, they stop, they run. Once in a while someone dies, they stop, they run. It seems like their guns don't do much of shit to these bugs. I mean, just not much to it. Really not much to it. I mean, back where the mom and daughter, the mom has a shotgun and the daughter's job is just to fucking scream, which is this shot here, which it gets annoying very quickly. Christopher Atkins in the group, which is now just pretty much 3 people. Christopher Atkins, the kid, and the woman. They find this nest. There's a queen. They shoot it, and it makes it scream. I guess the bugs that are attacking these two, oh shit, they roll off to the queen, and they, like, Scott Adkins has this, like, dynamite type thing, and this puts in the flare gun and shoots it, and it blows up the queen, and bad CGI, and I guess blowing up, it's kind of like a video game, you know, when you kill the bad guy, then everything just starts to shake and explode and crumble. Same thing here, it's like, you have completed the level, boom, the queen is dead, now the level is done, now it's crumbling. So, because the script said so, it's crumbling down, so they get out of there. They've been shooting all these plasma guns and all this other shit, but boom, this is I think Christopher Atkins used that one time before on one of them. I don't think it exploded. I think it just like hit something. But I guess plasma guns doesn't make the world crumble, but whatever the fuck he shot dynamite or what does. They get out of there. They had set up a couple more bombs. They blow it up again. And they're pretty much safe and sound. Christopher Atkins and the kid meet up with these two. And then you have this woman who, she wasn't, I guess, that bad. Because I don't think she was there when the Marcel killed that guy as well. She actually gives some emeralds to, she had gotten some emeralds and gave some of the emeralds to Christopher Atkins. And it's like, oh, now we'll be some boring rich people. And happy ending, the movie's over, and that's Deep Threat, aka Caved In, Prehistoric Terror. I don't know. It's a typical, by the numbers, in one ear out the other, Sci-Fi Channel, sci-fi picture movie. That's very cheap looking. The sets of the caves are extremely cheap looking. The CGI beetle bugs are badly done CGI beetle bugs. Not much stuff happens. Either they go in, there's the bugs, they run, they stop, they run, they stop, they run, they stop, fire some shitty looking plasma guns. Once in a while you get some decent bit of gore. You know, top of the head get cut off, an arm, a leg, the Marcel guy getting bit in half. You get some decent bits of practical gore. Probably be like 1 or 2 minutes at most if you combine it all. Christopher Atkins is not horrible, at least in my opinion. Cole Meany, he's fine, but he doesn't have much to do, and then he gets killed like almost halfway through or whatever. And he doesn't have much of a role to begin with, which sucks. It's like, well, why didn't you just make him the head bad guy? Or why didn't you, I don't know. Or make him the good guy. I mean, that'd be interesting. But, I don't know, Cole Meany had nothing to do. Christopher Atkins, he's the star of it. At the same time, it's not like he had much to do either, really. But Cole Meany, what I mean is that he doesn't have much screen time, Cole Meany. He doesn't have much to do, but he doesn't have a lot of screen time in the film. Christopher Atkins has, you know, screen time, but it's not like he has much, it's not like he's killing bugs left and right, getting the gun, shooting. No, it's none of that. It's just a lot of just running away, and plasma guns. Once in a while, I guess you see a bug, maybe CGI bug, maybe topple over, but that's it. Just not much of anything. It's just one of those films that you probably saw. Well, not probably saw, but they wanted to release so someone can watch it on a Saturday night when it's rainy outside. But to be honest, there's 100 other movies you can watch other than Caved In, Prehistoric Terror. That's what it's hard to review some of these movies. Just like, what is there to review? Not much of anything. So I'm just going to stop it there. It's not much of anything. But either way, thanks for watching. Take care. And we'll see you on the next review. Later.